Hello and welcome back to GTA. GTNH. Wrong GT. This is gonna be a slightly different video of me playing GTNH. It's gonna be much more focused on my narration, while you'll focus on my voice and not my gameplay. Won't focus as much on my live commentary, but me and the recordings will definitely have a lot of interesting impact, to say the least. Hamburger. Ham. Bad. Damn, that was crazy. Where's my clutch bucket? Where's my botch clucket? Where's my luck bucket? Where's my raggy? I need me some Scooby snacks. That's what he says, right? That's like the thing he says. A raggy. I need me some Ow, 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 ow. Wait, what am I doing? Right, obsidian illumite. Right. Cut that out, by the way. That was the... So, yeah. Slightly different format, but the stupid is still there. Now, today, our overarching goal is to grind and improve the base. In terms of progression, it won't be that crazy, but the, let's call it infrastructure, will allow for things to work together a bit easier. Kinda. So, starting off, because I wanted my base to be primarily out of jungle wood, I placed a lot of jungle saplings and a bunch more tree types. When I finished planting and chopping, I had a rough idea to decore this redwood tree as a part of the base idea, but the idea didn't really stick, and I didn't entirely finish it. Anyways, I went back home, stored all the wood I got, and in GTNH you gotta make sure things are happening in the background, so you're gonna see a lot of me just putting the ores to double in the macerator, putting some iron and coal in the blast furnace, a lot of stuff like that. And I decided to just start mining because I wanted to make sure that we have a big bulk of things, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. And usually I kind of talk about what I'm gonna do in the video, but for a lot of this video, I don't actually speak a lot in the recordings because I realized at some point in GTNH you just kind of gotta grind. When it's appropriate to talk about progression and stuff like that, then I'll talk. So basically, I just go back and forth, mining, smelting, doubling my ores, getting a little bit of clay, mostly just minerals that are going to be useful in recipes. And at some point I just kind of wanted to change the pace, so I just decided to just start exploring. And oh my god, exploring with a horse is absolute pain. It's so laggy. I can't even get some nice shots to show you because it's so laggy. Anyways, as you can see, I found a village, and eventually I found a way bigger village. I have no clue what this is from, but I decided I don't need to explore it right now, so I just went back home and just improved my ore setup a little bit. And there we go. Now we can split them between these two, and things are going to be more efficient. I, of course, decided to go more mining, this time for coal. And when I finished, I just set up a quick forge hammer, because that's how you actually get the raw coal into coal ingots? You know what I mean, into coal. Of course, we gotta restock everything, make sure everything's happening in the background, and then, yeah, that was lag in-game, by the way. So, honestly, I think I was gonna go get clay or sand or something, and obviously I just did that crazy parkour. But after that, I realized I should probably make a backpack, so I just went back. And so I don't exactly know what I was thinking, but I realized I couldn't make a backpack. Then I started going back to go get sand, and then as I went to go get sand, I realized, wait, you can forge hammer cobblestone into gravel into sand, so I went back up to see how to make a forge hammer, but I couldn't, I guess, and then I started going down, but then I realized I was going without my horse, so I got my horse, and then I went down, and then I went back up because I didn't know why I went down, and I decided to get a scythe. I went down with a scythe and tested the scythe, and then finally I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go chop some wood. So I did a little bit of that, and then after that I decided to just improve the garden. You know, everything makes sense here, right? And when I finished that, I decided to just mine for some gypsum. I already said that gypsum is one of the most important resources because it's kind of what makes the blast furnace. It's the main ingredient, or one of the main ingredients. As always, a shit ton of micromanaging, and then I went to sleep and I became one with the water tank. And now, kind of a sudden change, I actually stopped recording for this day, and now it's going to be a recording from a different day. And I was debating something. In GTNH, they give you a mod that allows you to do chunk loading without needing any like block to place and stuff like that through the map, but I was debating whether to keep it or not.
I kind of want to live with it though. No, you know what? I'll live with it.
And in the end, I settled to just do it the proper way, quote unquote. Anyways, now back to the micromanagement game. At some point, as I was making a steam boiler, I realized, wait, this iron furnace is not just a crafting component, you can actually use it.
Oh, it's faster.
Huh. And yeah, it seems like it's faster, and it also seems like it uses less fuel, so that's cool. Anyways, as I was making a bunch more steam boilers, I realized that I don't have any space.
Need better chests.
So I kind of put my eye on storage management for a little bit. When I was done with that, I went and placed the boilers, and I just put some of my coal to process, and just basically sat around and waited for it. So I got the coal, micromanaged a little bit more, and then I started getting gravel so I can start making sand out of it, because you can hammer the gravel into sand. When I got the sand, I put my eyes on making more coke ovens, and also upgrading my furnaces. And so I made another 2 coke ovens. I micromanaged a little bit more, smelted a lot of ores, put them to be forge hammered, some of them to be macerated, you know, GTNH things. And at some point I put my eyes on steel tools, so I kind of focused on making those next. It's not very difficult because we have steel already, now we just kind of need to make the casts and stuff like that, which I did, and I upgraded our tools. After just a little bit more micromanaging, I decided to go mining.
Insta-mining. Oh, but that's because we have haste.
Yeah, I couldn't just insta-mine them, it was just because I had a good sleep or something. Sometimes they give you effects like that. And the exit of my mine had a head hitter jump, and I was stubborn enough to keep trying it, but I eventually made it. Made some torches, and we went back to mining. Of course, we need to grind. Like, I couldn't have just placed a block or something, I just kept trying. And then I had to sleep, and then I had to try again, but, you know, I was kinda getting better. So, what do you do after mining? You gotta double the ores, man. Organize some stuff from previous processing. Smelted a bunch of ores. Doubled a bunch of ores. And then I wanted to start making animal pens. But then I got distracted, and then I started managing the farm. And then also started making chests for the farm, for convenience sake. Organizing. And then I decided to just upgrade some chests here and there. And finally, now I get back to what I originally was doing, the animal pens. And I made one for each animal I had. After I cared for my animals, yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry. No, I did it again. No, I did it again. How am I doing it?
Probably by left clicking. I don't know if I had to guess. And now I wanted to start preparing to make another BBF. So I got a bunch of clay, got a bunch of all the other components that a BBF needs. Started converting the clay into clay dust, but funnily enough, I never actually got around to making a second BBF. But nonetheless, I did grind the materials, so it's a win for the future. And then I decided to start making some raw iron. And the annoying thing about wrought iron is that you need to get iron ingots, cut them into iron nuggets, and then smelt those iron nuggets, and then eventually get those wrought nuggets and make them into a wrought ingot. It's a massive pain in the, you know. Now the thing is, the way you convert the raw nuggets into an ingot is kind of open-ended because there's like multiple ways to do it. And so I gaslit myself into doing it the hard way. You can either use a compressor to just compress the nuggets into an ingot, or make a mold and put it in an alloy smelter with the nuggets that make the ingot, but that's kind of more laborious. And so I started making the mold, but I made some extra ones just because why not? But a distraction has arisen.
Why did we... Why is it so much blood?
At some point, 50 years ago, we were trying to get blood, and the gods somehow blessed us with a bunch of blood. So I just started gathering a little bit of it. When I finished, I finally made that lead I was trying to make like 50 years ago. That's why we were even getting blood last time. But then I went back to making the molds. And there's a lot of types of molds, so I just made the ones the quest wanted me to make. When I made the molds, I moved on to the next thing, which was making backpacks. So I just started getting a bunch of leather, some I bought, some I had in my inventory. And then I started bookmarking some steel stuff, because I was going to make a steel ring anyways. When I finished that, I made some tan leather and put them on the drying racks. And while waiting, I figured I should just micromanage, keep things running, you know? A little bit later on, I got one of the steam compressors we made way back. I just connected it to the steam pipes, and in the end I used this method to actually compress the raw nuggets into ingots. I don't know how I came to the conclusion to do this, even though I made the molds to do it with the alloy smelter. And as per usual, I just micromanaged all the things I put to happen in the background last time, and eventually the leather was done.
Look at this backpack.
So we made a backpack that isn't going to be as restrictive, but nonetheless we gotta keep grinding. So I went mining. But as I was mining and it got to nighttime, I used my sleeping bag and...
I was eating! Jesus Christ. Goddamn sleeping bag.
Nothing really happened, but it was still kind of a jump scare and it scared me a little bit. Now, when we go home to relax from our 9 to 5, we go back to another 9 to 5. You never change, huh? Anyways, I continued my 9 to 5 for a little bit, and then at some point I decided to go down to the animals, and so I thought using carpets instead of fence gates was better. I glimpsed at the recipe for a second, and then I was so stubborn that I was like, I don't need to look at it ever again. I'm just gonna guess what the recipe shape was. So this little conundrum kind of happened. How did you do it? I will figure it out. And then I just sat there randomly trying every single pattern there is until I found it. I'm gonna try every single variation, I don't care. I found it. Like in my head, it's one of those moments where it's like you have a word in your head that you're thinking about, but you just can't exactly pinpoint what the word is, and you're just like, no, I don't want to search it. I'm gonna do it myself. I remember it. That's kind of what happened, but I'm just extremely stubborn. Anyways, I did try using the carpets instead of the fence gates, but it didn't exactly work out, so I just kind of moved on. And after that, for a little bit, I was just kind of maintaining them. Tried to figure out how to stop the chickens from getting stuck in the corners of the fences, wrestled a little bit with them. I should automate this. And at some point later on, I was thinking of if there was a way to automate the animals. So I started looking into Pam's Harvestcraft animal traps. They basically drop a bunch of different animal loot. And I got curious exactly how they worked, so I just went online and started looking at the code of how they exactly worked. Like, this isn't at all necessary. You don't have to do this at all. I did a bit of research, and I'm looking into making animal traps. They seem to just generate passive animal drops over time. And so I started making them. I was preparing to make like a little automated system with hoppers and stuff like that. These benefit by having a layer of dirt or grass around them. So yeah, you just place the animal traps around grass blocks, and with a little bit of bait you put into them, it just generates animal drops over time. Hello? What the... Okay. Now, all I need to do is just put some grain bait in them. But as it turns out, hoppers under animal traps really like to just pull the grain bait, which is necessary to generate loot.
So there seems to be a slight miscalculation. It kind of really likes pulling the grain bait as well. So it almost turns out that this whole idea doesn't work. I think I'm just gonna scrap this, and this is just another manual thing that we can passively just keep coming back to for now.
And so I got rid of all of it. I put all the grain bait back, and now we're just gonna be maintaining it manually. And now I go back to my 9 to 5, maintaining everything.
Damn, we're doing good on iron, hell yeah.
Yeah, we did. We had accumulated 16 stacks of iron. So that makes the whole running back and forth process a lot easier, because you don't have to just stop what you're doing midway to go grind. Next, I grinded a bunch of bronze, and I immediately used that bronze so that we can make better pipes, because before they were quite tiny.
So now we have a lot more throughput.
Yeah, so this just means we've upgraded the amount of machines that we can handle. In the future, we can add more generators or add more machines. And finally, to close things off, I just put a bunch of cobble to be hammered into gravel. And then I started vibing. For a little too long.
Alright. Okay. See ya.
And now I decided to end recording for the day, which means next day I get myself an entirely new cerebral cortex. For example, I wanted to start making a clipboard, and so I needed some sugarcane to make some paper, but I got the sugarcane and made some sugar.
What? That's not what I wanted to make.
And so I wasted all my sugarcane on sugar instead of paper, so I had to go get more sugarcane. When I finally got all my sugarcane back, I wanted to ensure that everything was recording properly.
Everything's good, right? Like it's recording.
So I went in the options screen and accidentally pressed the no button.
Oops. Oh no. Did I fix it? Oh no. How do I undo these? What the hell is happening? Are we back to normal? What is happening? What is this? Shut up.
After literally going insane, I finally made that paper I was working towards, and from one insane clip to another, I just needed to compress some wood planks.
Oh, I forgot how loud this is. Oh my goodness. Holy crap.
So as you can see, the sounds were very loud, and instead of just simply lowering the audio, I started strategizing how to solve this issue.
Alright, what we do is we tactically estimate the best line to minimize the amount of sound we get. The best way is to jump right here, go right there, boom. Go in the compressor, put the wood pulp, run back, and you're immediately out of the hot zone. Where is our mouse spawn? We open our inventory with right click. It puts us here. You hold shift, bop, 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 and then it's just like, okay, we got this. We got this. Okay, mission complete.
And after the most unnecessary thing done, I just waited around until it was finished. And after the longest quest to make a clipboard, we finally did it. And so I started listing all my to-do lists. My to-do lists? All my to-dos. Whoops.
I really want to improve the base.
And then I decided right now it'd be best to focus improving the base, right until I realized I should make a backpack first, and got distracted by that. And so I decided, as that's happening in the background, I should probably go get more leather. So I went and collected the animal traps. And so for a quicker method of getting leather, I decided to make a butcher's knife, and I'm sure you know what I did with it.
Alright, this is almost done.
And so I waited till the leather was done. And so I finally made the backpack that I was going to use to help us in building. Until I also realized that I need to make food.
Need a little bit of food.
So please be patient while the building is postponed. Again.
There was the dough making. Apparently you can just throw the flour in the water cauldron. Let's try that. Wow. Well, that might make life a little bit easier.
So yeah, usually it'd be a real hassle to work with actual water buckets to make the flour into dough. But someone in my Discord just told me that you can just throw the flour to make the dough in the cauldron. And it seemed pretty good, so I started making food out of bread. So I baked the bread, or boke it. I boked the bread. And so I made a bunch of steak sandwiches, bacon sandwiches, hot dogs, large steak sandwiches, large bacon sandwiches, hamburgers.
So bam, bam, bam. Boom. Bunch of breaded foods.
So I think we found a good amount of food in GTNH that can satisfy our hunger.
And we are kinda good on food. Thanks to whoever that was that told me that you can just put the flour in the cauldron.
Now, finally, that all obstacles are out of the way, I started improving the base. Or rather start making a second better base that I was eventually gonna move my first to.
How many blocks was that? This is not very circular. That's a bit better. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay.
And so at this point, the idea of the base is not that much different than when we started. It was just that I was kind of improving what I initially made. And so now, because I needed a lot of redwood bark, I started going up to the redwood leaves to get saplings from them.
Oh my god, this perspective. My brain thinks that I'm looking horizontally. Whoa. Oh, it feels like I'm rotating a horizontal screen. Oh, we're back. It's fine. It's not real. It's not real. Oh, it's happening again. We're at the top of the world.
And so I got the saplings, and then I started bone mealing the tree, and...
Okay, it works. You can bone meal it. Wow. Why did it spawn? What? What? Huh? Oh, my ears.
And so I had this idea that I would make a branch extend off the initial tree. So I started kind of working on that.
We're gonna need a lot of bark.
Now, as a little side tangent, I also had the idea that I would try and connect each tree with like a very organic rope bridge. And so I was just kind of theorizing how I would do that. So I thought, let me go get some dirt so I can make like a temporary bridge and kind of template it.
I can survive this, right? I believe in myself. You know what? I don't believe in myself. I'm gonna do it somewhere safer. Oh, that was risky. Jesus. That was a real reaction, by the way. I actually got scared. That's insane. Okay. Everything's fine. It's just a game.
And when I got the dirt, I started kind of prototyping how to even make a hanging rope bridge.
So you'd think that would actually be a radius of 2 blocks, because that is a meter. That is a block.
And trust me when I say I was just saying whatever words were coming to mind.
Wait, is this a meter distance? Tense the rope is. There is always going to be a tense point because of gravity, right? I'm smart. I'm saying smart things, right? I'm saying smart things. Yes? We all agree? Yes? I'm just gonna act like everyone's saying that they all agree, so that's cool. Nice. Do we do this right now? You know what? No. Let's improve that first.
And so I once again changed goals. I thought I should probably get a functional base first before I start doing these aesthetics. So now the idea was to make a platform above that branch I made. So I started working on that. And started moving stuff to the other platform.
What? There's lava there. Well, that's terrifying. God damn it.
And so, kind of rushed, I decided to move a lot of the chests to a temporary location because I knew things would change again.
And this is our new base. Look at this beauty. Like, this is so well organized. Like, look at this. Like, just the way that they're oriented and organized. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we're nowhere near done, because eventually I also do change my mind a little bit about the style of the base. Now that I had a semi-working base, I started making things work in the background. Now here's the part where I decided to change the style a little bit.
I have an idea, by the way. I think I'm gonna change this. I think I'm gonna do like this little like cylindrical thing rather than just a platform.
Okay, so rather commonly with my style, I start building something in survival and then realize my life is gonna be much easier in creative. So I continued this base in creative and I'm just gonna replicate what I did in there.
So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just cylinderize this up here. No. I'm gonna work on aluminum berries. Yeah, get a bunch of aluminum so we can make lumite, so we can make a lumberaxe. So
basically, I started off wanting to make a bridge, to deciding that I need to improve the base first, to eventually deciding to make a lumberaxe, which means we need a tool forge, which needs a lumite, which needs aluminum, which means we need to go explore. So I've basically kind of changed the goalposts a little bit, and it should be a straightforward linear path from here, right?
yeah, I'm quite proud of this so far, because I'm not a good builder. This felt very daunting to me. I was like, oh my god, I have to improve the base.
Buddy, so far it's just a circle. We're still nowhere near done.
Essentially, I've created a restriction for myself, which is build on the trees. Usually, I'm that type of guy that just creates, flat surfaces, rectangle on pillars.
Now that part is true. I always built simplistic bases. I mean, for example, you can see some of my old bases right now. There's a lot of unfinished ones, and just very utilitarian ones, not focusing on aesthetics, which is another characteristic that I've changed. I never focused on aesthetics, I just wanted to get things done. I mean, obviously there's some in there that I actually tried doing something different, but generally it was like low stake creativity. And that's about it. I did have more, but I couldn't find them as some of them were on servers.
So this is a very, very different thing to me.
Anyways, now I started aluminum hunting, and as per usual, I was acting completely normal.
Oh, aluminum, aluminum, Lenovo X3.
And apparently I conjured an actual real thing. That's a real thing that exists.
Oh, surely we find aluminum here. This seems like prime aluminum biome. Don't know why it feels that way, but it feels like prime aluminum biome. That's a new word now. A prime aluminum biome. Prime aluminum biome. Prime aluminum biome.
What is this guy saying? Anyways, we grinded aluminum. And after a couple minutes of exploring, I managed to get 30 aluminum, which is okay.
Wow, base looks so messy right now.
Well, slowly but surely. Anyways, I went home, I put the aluminum to smelt, I got the materials necessary for a lumite.
Alright, so now, just, I don't know, put everything, I guess. Just do everything, man.
Made an ingot cast, so we can put the alumite in.
Waste one steel. But I'm rich, right? So, I'm rich. I'm rich, guys. I'm rich. I'm rich. Anyways.
What is this guy saying, dude?
Smelt. Smelt, my child. Smelt. Do the thing, smelt. I've been playing for 4 hours, so excuse my insanity. That is why.
I guess that is true, to give myself the benefit of the doubt. Alright, so we managed to alloy the alumite.
Alumite. 8 ingots. Wait, why just 8? 2 obsidian, or 1 obsidian is 2 ingots.
But I completely budged the ratio that you need to make alumite. I somehow underestimated how much obsidian you need. An easy to remember ratio is just 5 aluminum, 1 obsidian, and 2 steel ingots becomes 2 alumite.
So this is gonna be 4 alumite, which is like not enough. We need way more. I could just go very low Y level and just mine. Where's my clutch bucket? Where's my botch bucket? Where's my chuck bucket? Where's my luck bucket? Where's my
Alright, let's quickly cut that guy off. So now I started to go get obsidian. But I found an enderman, and we need ender pearls. Ender pearls are going to be very important later on. Ender pearls are just always important. But for some reason, in this version, endermen are very unpredictable in this version.
What is happening? Just a head? Oh man.
When I managed to get nothing out of the enderman, I started just mining down to bedrock level.
Am I allowed to use the map as a guidance to where lava is? I am, right? We all agree. We're all agreeing right now? I can hear you guys. Yep, you're saying that. Yep. Oh, cool. Alright, nice. Yeah. Who am I speaking to? No one's gonna watch this.
Alright, let's just get to the obsidian, you know?
What is that, creeper? That's creepy. That creeper's creepy. I don't like that. I don't like when things are creepy, especially creepers. They're creepy.
Alright, so I finished gathering the obsidian. Now we're out. And then I started fighting my sleeping bag.
Oh, you're gonna spawn me in the wall. No, I don't wanna. Okay, never mind. I will. This is the most safe. Wait, is that the safe? God damn it.
It just kept spawning me in the walls and I was just trying to understand why.
Where I'm placing it is the headrest. Wait, is it? No, it isn't. No, that's the... What the... Okay.
Anyways, after I finally got the obsidian, I knew exactly what I was doing next.
Wait, what am I doing? Right, obsidian, alumite. Right. Cut that out, by the way. That was the...
So back to alumite. Now that we know the ratios, everything's gonna go well. Started making some of the molds the Toolforge needs. And now finally that we have no shortage of materials.
Oh my god, we're out of aluminum. Already, we're out of aluminum. Oh god, I thought I was done.
It may be that we have a shortage of materials.
We need to do the ore berries, right? Like, that's all we gotta do.
So we did not in fact fix the shortage of materials. And now, since searching for aluminum is slow, it's time for us to set up some aluminum berries. I already had a little bit and then I just bought some more.
And then just some logs that we have an abundance of. Jesus Christ, where did you come from? Okay, okay, I don't like you. I don't like you. I'm letting it be known. What the hell? I hate you.
GTNH. So to grow aluminum berries, I started making some IC2 crop sticks.
Ah, my ears, dude. What the f...
GTNH. Alright, so now I started going down because ore berries need to be placed in the darkness.
Jesus. What GTNH, by the way. Why explosive arrow, dude? What the hell? That's too far, GTNH. That's too far.
GTNH. Alright, so I finally got back to the ore berries. Then I decided to call it a day.
Right.
So once again, I get an entirely new cerebral cortex. For example, I started randomly tree cutting, acted completely normal,
Pig.
and after that graphic, violent drive-by, I started extending that branch. Decided to randomly make a temporary permanent platform, and I was getting wood so I can continue the platform, and decided to make a complete U-turn to look for aluminum. Oh, and I found a random saddle and leather next to quicksand, and I was really engrossed by it. I was so engrossed by it that I decided to tame a horse, an extra horse. Anyways, I started moving the water tanks, then got back to the whole aluminum situation. I doubled the aluminum I got, washed it, and put it in the smeltery. So we finally got the second plate for the Toolforge, and the rest of the alumite I made into ingots. Also everything else in the smeltery, and I took a little while. And the blood. When I was done, I started moving the smeltery.
So this is going to be a new temporary location.
More like a permanent temporary solution. And it may seem quick, but I stopped recording for the day. The adventuring and all that stuff was pretty long. But this time, surprisingly, it didn't seem like I got a new cerebral cortex. I actually stuck to what I was doing the other day. Crazy, right? I started working towards the Toolforge. So I needed iron blocks and I compressed them. But I also needed seared stone, which is just cobblestone in the smeltery. But I didn't have enough fuel. So I went to go find fuel. Well, lava. Got smitten by the gods for some reason, but I went down to the obsidian mine because that's where lava is. But as I was going down, I realized I didn't bring that much storage for the lava, so I started going back home to get more tanks. got smitten by the gods again, and also harvested some ore berries. Anyways, I went back up, made the tanks, and then went back to go get lava. Alright, so I filled them all up. You can actually put them in your backpack and they won't do you any like damage. Went back up, placed them. I also tried to see if you could merge them so that you could use 2 tanks instead of 1. Didn't seem like it worked. But nonetheless, I went to go get cobblestone and started making the seared stone. Placed the hopper so that we can have a bigger buffer. Increased the smeltery size a little bit. And then just sat there waiting until it was done. When it was done, I got the seared stone and we could finally work towards the tool forge. It needs the previous tool station, and then we could just make the tool forge. Hell yeah. We can make a lumberjack. Lumber-axe, I mean. I don't know why, but I was just stuck calling it a lumberjack. I don't know why. Anyways, I made the patterns it needs. We made some dummy parts so we can make them into casts. And for now, I wanted to make it out of steel. We can actually make a lumberjack now. Lumber axe. I'm looking at you, red tree. Alright, so now my goal was to go get some bark from that redwood tree. Tried to go down in a faster manner, which went semi-successfully. Oh my god. I wanted to quickly test it. It didn't. It's not. Doesn't. Huh? I'm gonna guess it's because of the vines on the jungle tree. Work for the spruce one though. How does this work? Oh god. Alright, let's try it. Holy shit. So it definitely works on the redwood tree. So I guess that's a strat for wood. Well, wood isn't an issue anymore. Except jungle wood. For some reason it doesn't work. Now let's not accidentally use it on our tree. Anyways, stored all the wood, and I decided to grind a little bit of jungle wood. And then I ended recording for the day. The next day is gonna be an interesting transition, to say the least. Like a ding dong. It's like, hey, cut this all out. As I like to say, new day, new cerebral cortex. Back to recording, eh? It's been like, what, 5 years? Yeah, I might have taken a break for a month because I was engrossed with another series on my channel. Alright, gamers. As this is loading, I would like to speak about what we're gonna do right now. I'm just gonna say, I had to sanitize this so much because I am just in delirium throughout most of this recording. Actually, it's probably gonna be jarring that all of a sudden, this is a different day. Like, this is a different day right now. It's the future. We just teleported. All right, let me load into this. Don't think I could even create a single coherent sentence that day. And I had to edit this and sit through this. Dude, what the fuck am I? Change of plans. Oh right, I was gonna explain why it's different. Oh wow, I remembered. I actually stuck with a single thought process. So, first of all, right, so, 1 second, let me cook. Nope, never mind, couldn't stick to one thought process. So I did stuff in creative. Okay, long story short, I just explained how I started doing the creative build, and I'm gonna replicate it right now. That's all I was trying to say. Right now, what we need to do is get rid of all this. Ay. So this is definitely like a recurring theme with the way I build, huh? I try a little bit of it in survival, and then I realized, well, wait a second, I could do it in creative and actually like experiment way easier and faster. And then I'm like, well, crap, now that I've experimented and made something a bit more complete, I need to go back into survival and like get rid of everything. Wow. Fuck, we're gonna have to reorganize everything. Ah! It is now Operation Gaming. Operation Gaming? Operation Gaming. We have Operation Gaming. Bam. 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 Operation Game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right? That's what I said. I said that, right? We have images we can look. So we can stay in windowed mode and we can look at this. This is what I made in creative. This is the whole idea. We want to cylindrify the circle. We want to cylindricalize it. 4, 3, 3. No, I did something wrong, right? That is entirely wrong. Something is entirely wrong here. Why is this slightly incorrect? 21, 22. Wait, what? Did I just do one extra here? Am I just like stupid?
Yes.
2, 3, 3. Okay, I think we finally figured it out.
Alright, when I finally got it right, I just started expanding the circle a little bit.
2, 3, 4. Holy crap, we made a circle, finally.
And now I had to get rid of what I previously created. Now, because in my creative build, I use these things called cubits, and they were made of wool.
A stack is 8, so we're gonna need a decent amount of wool. Just a decent amount of wool, I think. You know, just around, like, I don't know, a decent? You know, a decent amount.
After classic insanity speech, I finally got to working.
Now, the difficult part, it comes in. As you can see, there is a lot of glass. Now, glass, a little bit difficult. The easiest way is using Tinker's Construct, which is, you know, semi-automatable, I guess. So I think what happens now is we skip the glass.
That is going to be a problem that future me is going to have to solve. And kind of a quick day, I ended recording for that day.
And I am back.
Yeah, this day might just be as unhinged as the previous day.
This is a different day. The magic of editing.
But no matter how unhinged we got to grinding.
Wait, where's the exit? Where's the exit? Help! The exit! Wait, where actually is the exit? Hello? Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. We have a lot of stuff here as well. Oh my god,
Also, gotta keep coming back to keeping things running.
Ow, 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 ow.
And smelting stone for the cubits.
Bam, 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 bam. Wait.
And because you could only craft black cubits, you need black wool. And I found this recipe that wasted less dye making black wool.
Use one. And then we make this.
And then
we make this. And
then
we make that. And then we get all this.
And then
we make this. And then we do this.
And then I actually got to building with a bit of extra stupidity.
Scratching my back. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. We have this cylindrical cylinder. That's crazy. Cylindrical cylinder.
And I learned from a certain other series, it's probably best to torch your base early.
Okay, now it's time for like cool Neo. Never mind.
Now don't cancel me, but for some reason I started speaking in a French accent.
Beautiful, absolutely lovely. You see what I mean? So here it is perfect to place the column here. Beautiful. This makes me so happy. I don't know. Changing a lot of accents. Oh my god, now I'm Nigerian.
Okay, clearly I suck at making accents. Please don't cancel me. Alright, now, long story short, I just kept on building, and at some point I ended recording. Now this day was just me chilling, just progressing slowly, and we did a fair amount. I started off by creating a bunch of partitions to separate some walls for different type of utilities. And for one of those sections, I started making a little chest area.
15, 15, 16. An even number? No. No. No, dude. God damn it.
Yeah, this may seem like a small detail, but even numbers in Minecraft are always just horrible. But I live with it. Created a somewhat temporary permanent location for the furnaces. Yes, temporary permanent. When I finished with the sections, I wanted to start working on the second floor. And I wasn't entirely sure what types of blocks to use, so you're gonna see me testing some blocks, breaking them, seeing what feels nice. And finally, I decided on this jungle wood panel, but this was just for the center where the pathway was gonna go.
I think that looks okay.
So I continued doing this on all sides of the tree. And now I wanted to decide on a block to fill the rest of the gaps.
Yeah, I think that looks good, maybe. I don't know, man. I'm not a builder.
I mean, I agree with him. I think it looks okay.
Just waste our time filling it. Just so we can, like, get rid of it later on.
Nah, I wouldn't dislike it afterwards or anything. This is concrete, this is solid. Yep. We clock into our 9 to 5.
Oh, you know what's slightly annoying? Oh god, this is gonna piss me off now. This right here is 5 blocks tall, which is nice. The glass is gonna be a nice odd number, but I realistically only want 5 height here, but we have 6. Right now this looks nice because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 3 in the middle right now, which is very common to, you know, place stuff with 3 things. Because like the ceiling is one higher, you'd have 4 in between, which is just an awkward, I don't know, it's just awkward.
Next, I started upgrading a lot of the chests into iron chests, which is just a double chest into 1 block.
Okay, for now, I think it's perfect. Let's use our bed for now. Oh my goodness.
And we were having some bed issues. There seems to be a monster hiding somewhere in our closet, and you never got to see, but every time I slept, it always said that, so I had to use my sleeping bag. So I thought, wait a second, I should probably fix this.
Okay, this won't kill me, right? Okay, here we go. So then I can actually sleep.
Nope, I lied, there was more.
What?
So I once again started investigating.
Oh, well, I don't have a sword to actually get out of this. Do you count as a sword? Does anything count as a sword? Well, this is annoying. Alright, well, let's go over here, I guess. There's something that wants to kill us here. Oh, I see what wants to kill us. Okay. I'm just gonna... What about if I place just water? Is he still there? Oh, I think we managed to do it.
Surprisingly, that worked.
I think I managed to get rid of the important one. And one right here. Did that work as well? I think it worked. Well, we should probably place some torches there.
And what a great idea I came up with. Wow. Now finally, I can sleep. Now when I finally got to use my bed, start fresh, I started creating another storage area, but this time with drawers. Bookmarked a bunch of drawers for ease of use. And because I needed flint for making the drawers, I went back to the old base to see if maybe it was there. And I decided to just move everything that we left, because why not?
Oh my goodness. Oh, they're in the... so they don't care, okay.
After I shit my pants, after I dealt with that, didn't find any flint, but we found a lot of gravel and made that into flint so we can make our drawers. Randomly put whatever I thought was appropriate in the drawers.
We'll fully reorganize things again later.
Ah, right, another temporary permanent solution, yes. Put some Tinker's Construct stuff in a corner.
And over here, I think machines would be nice. Row of machines here, row of machines there.
So I started kind of prototyping that.
So this will be chest, hopper, machine, hopper, chest. Like, this is what I mean. The unevenness is painful here.
Now, for the machines, we need a water tank, so I started moving the one we placed at the temporary permanent platform.
Now I think we just go over there with a wrench, just get everything, and we can, oh, but we still have no roof here. Let's semi-finish the roof, just so I can put some machines here at least.
Because machines explode in the rain.
And this time, it's not going to be a permanent temporary solution, I think. It's going to actually be a temporary solution.
That's a lie.
I think there will be a specific generation room, a steam generation room, water generation room, I think. Oh, we lose all the steam, don't we? That's frustrating.
Alright, so I start getting the machines. Now, transferring the iron tank is going to be a bit difficult, so I started trying to figure out if you can manually move them bucket by bucket, but it doesn't seem to work.
What's the point of that?
The pipes. Basically everything.
From temporary setup to temporary setup.
But it's a permanent temporary setup. Alright, when I was done, I went home, placed the macerators, but I immediately disagreed with myself.
This can just be like a lot of... Actually, no, this should be... Like, this should be bulk. Basically copy the same thing.
I thought machines next to the storage should be ease of use machines, and the other side can just be bulk processing machines, like macerators.
Okay, these are actually...
But because they were in the skylight, I postponed this operation.
You know what, you can stay in there. Am I gonna remember that they're in there? Maybe, maybe not.
Just to spice things up, you know? Now we place the ease of use individual machines next to the storage, connect them all up.
Alright, so there we go. We got a kind of temporary setup going on here.
Started cleaning out my to-dos. Just added some things that I'm gonna need to do in the very far future.
Stone, brick, steam, furnace, glass. I think I'm gonna just take a break for now.
Yeah, I'm good. And so that is the end of some day that I definitely remember.
Okay. And we are live. Not literally live, but like I'm recording.
We start off with a second water tank that we somehow have had for a long time in our chests.
I just heard a footstep.
Ah, the classic monster in our closet problem.
What the? What? Is it below us maybe, actually? There's something I missed most likely. Ah, I see. That'll solve that at some point.
I just decided to place a torch and hope that it would despawn over time. Now, as I was waiting for the water to fill the steam boilers, I started looking for coal, so I can make stone bricks for the second floor, and I decided to move the old temporary drawers to the new temporary drawers.
Actually, yeah, I forgot to maintain this.
Gotta remember the 9 to 5.
We need to sort these in a more logical manner, without needing to be pricked every single time.
No, it's fine, it's perfect. Alright, back to moving the drawers.
Good 4x5 here.
Alright, I got the final drawers and decided to place them on the other side. Randomly organizing based on appropriateness. Or something, I don't know.
Do we need an ore barrel? Not barrel, but drawers? Do we need all drawers? Raw drawers? I don't know. Raw drawers? Raw drawers? Drawers. Dude, it's in the name. Should I try and automate the, these?
Coke is what I meant, the coal. There's other variations of coal coke, and one of them is cactus.
Sugar, cactus. Like, cactus is super easy to automate.
So I was just kind of thinking about it. We've been using charcoal, which is the easiest, but the least time efficient.
Yeah, maybe cactus makes the most sense here. So maybe a good cactus setup is like a actual, like, logical thing we should have been doing.
Now, if you remember, a couple footages ago, I started making resources for a blast furnace and never came to do anything with it. And now I just remember that that was a thing.
Also, we had resources for a second blast furnace. Should I not be making it right now?
And so I started looking into it. But I was actually doing something before I remembered.
Okay, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Let's just make sure these are stocked up.
And somehow forgot how coke ovens worked and tried to put charcoal in it.
It's the wrong way. I forgot that we need wood for this. Okay, look at that.
Now that I've finished, you may be asking if I went back to the blast furnace. Nope, I just organized some of my utilities.
Sure. This is fine.
Now, if you remember like 5 minutes ago, I started moving the drawers because I wanted to initially find coal to smelt some stone so I could finish the second floor. So we went back to that.
Focus on glass as well.
And as the stone was smelting, I thought to add another thing that I'd probably forget because I'm so sidetracked already. So I started looking into how to make glass. We've already made glass dust before, but it's just sand and flint, and then you just crush them. As I was gonna crush the flint with a mortar, I realized,
wait, is this the most efficient way?
And no, it isn't. There is actually a recipe in the macerator that's more efficient.
I guess if you macerate it 2 to 1,
so it's almost just 5 times better to macerate it.
We still don't have an exact setup here. Water is still filling up slowly. Let's ignore the glass right now.
I decided that it's probably better to just focus on building the second floor.
Also,
I remembered that builders ones exist. They help you build. I didn't make any right now, but it was in the memory bank.
Alright, there we go. We've got one side of this roof.
And now that I wasn't afraid that the macerators would die and explode in the rain, I decided to place them. And finally, we enable the steam boilers.
Alright, so this is not hot. Water is fine. We can just put some in here. 8. I'll just run 1 for now, and we'll monitor it, I guess. If I disconnect this, it's very slow. It's like almost like a second.
Now that there's no water coming in, we can just see how much it actually uses. And approximately every second, it uses 1 millibucket. And I never really put 2 and 2 together in the recording, but one of the water tanks we have, that's even debuffed, generates 7.5 millibuckets of water every second. So you can do the math.
I mean, we can run this too, right?
So, not knowing that information, I was kind of skeptical to run multiple at once, cause if there's no water and they get hot, explosions.
Fuck it, we say that this is manageable as well. Let's see, I don't know. Let's investigate that second BBF, like all the materials I got for the second BBF.
And so I did. I started investigating through the questline what materials we'd need again, and then started kind of just prepping, getting things one by one. And at some point I was debating whether to use the furnaces we already have, or to use a steam furnace. And so now I got sidetracked, trying to figure out how to make a steam furnace. But to make steam furnaces, you need to compress some bricks, so I started looking into that.
We have some of the crucial machines, right? Actually, where are we on the quest line?
And as I was going to compress them, I got sidetracked and started looking at the quest line.
Why am I not claiming these, by the way? No, let's claim things at least when I finish the base.
Amazingly, I got back to the steam furnace and started focusing on that again. And as I started working on it, I looked for some bronze plates and we didn't have any, so we had to make some.
And we could forge hammer. That is the forge hammer, right? So when this is full,
and because there wasn't enough steam yet, I kind of ended up postponing this. And because things were getting a little muddy,
okay, what was I doing? Maybe we should get a clipboard again.
I realized, wait, clipboards. Right, I made that. And because of that, I was just kind of looking for things around my base that maybe I'd need to list.
I feel like I grinded more.
And of course, as I'm in the middle of one thing, we just start sidetracking away from the original sidetrack to sidetrack something else.
Oh dude, I forgot that now we can make a mining hammer. Oh, we should do that before we go mining. Oh god, there's too many. There's so many right now.
Hey, I guess I'm at least listing them. That's pretty good. Eventually, I went back to the machines.
Okay, are these full? I want to use them. What did we want to do to make the, what did we want to do with the compressor?
And now, after getting back to the original goals and still kind of waiting for the steam to accumulate, I was just a little bit confused as to what I was supposed to be doing.
So everything is mostly forge hammer right now, right? Let me just collect myself real quick. Why do I have cobblestone on me? I don't I don't need it. Did I even write anything on the clipboard when I said I wanted to write a bronze grind? Yeah. Okay, back to this. I just realized. Okay, one second. I need to recuperate. There's a lot of things happening and my brain is not functioning. Okay.
So I went back to the clipboard. Nice. Now during this, I came to the conclusion that I'm gonna need to make a lot of steam machines to make things easier. A lot of steam machines so we can like make making the second BBF easier. I think those are the two most important things. Tin, I think we have a decent amount of tin, right? It's all tin. 33? Okay, I guess we need tin as well. What? What? Do we really, or did I forget something somewhere? I really feel like I just forgot something somewhere. And you know, as I'm supposed to be listing to-dos, I got distracted again. Alright, these are full. Let's... Wait, these are already... Or that's just really... I don't know. Okay. Whatever. What was I doing? We need to focus on the... Of course! Back to the clipboard, baby.
I really hate that you can't order things. You know what?
I decided to ditch the in-game clipboard and just use Discord instead. Because I have a Discord server that I synchronize my tasks from in-game to the server. But now I guess I'm just gonna start using the server.
Fine. At some point, tasks. Okay. Right. Look into Cactus Coke setup. Oh yeah, right. Make a mining hammer. There we go. At some point tasks. So we have current tasks, we have at some point tasks, and we have completed tasks. Yeah, this is good.
And when I came back, I realized that maybe I'm mixing a lot of my goals up.
Do I need the second BBF right now? I kind of just want to finish the base, right? Like, that's what we're doing. No, what am I doing, bro? I need to finish the base. I'm so disorganized, man. I'm not disorganized, I'm overwhelmed. There's just too many things to do.
Oh, trust me, it does not get better. But at least it's content, so hopefully you're enjoying this.
Also, there's something that wants to kill me there. Dude, I need to go fix that.
Yeah, there was a lot of mobs that were accumulating, so I went to fix that and went straight back to building. Wait, why are we on the first floor? Oh, we're not building. Okay. Yep. Well, I only placed torches to get rid of the mobs, and I was just waiting for them to despawn. And so I started moving some of the hoppers to the macerators.
And I just trapped myself. Alright, this may seem like really disorganized, like I'm going from one thing to one thing, and you're completely right. GTNH, man, it kind of has to happen this way. A little bit. Just a tiny bit, okay? I'm slightly excused. Okay, please. Just let me be slightly excused, please.
Yeah, I gotta back my boy up. He's kind of right. Wait, I'm kind of right. GTNH is very ADHD. Now, I don't exactly remember why, but I just started macerating some flint. I think for the glass?
Oh no. Okay, come on. It was funny last time when I started being goofy. This time, we gotta just lower it.
Alright, so I macerated some flint, and then I decided to also start macerating some ores.
Let's go. Finally, kind of an organized setup. Slightly organized setup.
Now, even though I said I wanted to start finishing the base, and that I put off the BBF, because there was downtime, I started working on the BBF again. So as I was about to go smelt, I realized this conundrum.
Let's get back to improving the base. I think now they should also be despawned. No, they are not.
And so amazingly, after a little bit, I got the stone bricks and started building.
Oh, but I don't like when there's no sounds.
So I lowered the audio before because of the machines.
Is there a way to disable?
And because I like having block sounds, I was just trying to figure out if there was a way to exclusively disable machine sounds.
Maybe let's check through the configs.
So I started looking through the mod options, through the configs. At some point I went to the GTNH Discord.
Okay, well I guess they kind of they want you to suffer. Okay, whatever.
But after that I just went back to building and accepted it.
Also, we have a compressor now, we can at least make the stone wand.
Now, the builder's wand was in my memory bank and I remembered it.
Oh, but it's so loud now. It's so loud, man. It's so loud.
Had a little dumb moment when I came back to the flint.
What's happening? What? What the hell is happening? God, this is so loud. I can't hear a single thing.
And after a pretty long time, I realized exactly why the flint was stuck in the macerator.
Oh, you need two. Right. That makes sense. I'm just stupid.
Okay, so I fixed that and just started doubling more ores.
Bam, 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 bam.
Alright, so now that things are starting to mellow down, I started creating a pretty solid plan in my head.
Okay, so we said that we want to make a wand. Yes.
See, I told you. Now I just wanted a stone plate, which is just stone dust and a compressor. Started working on that.
Bam.
When you make it, GTNH blesses you with 4 extra free stone ones.
Building better bases. Yes. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I don't know why I delayed it for so long. Now we can keep improving the base.
Oh, look at this, man.
Oh, look at this, man. Why did I take so long?
Why did I take so long?
Alright. Yeah, that guy's special, so he won't despawn, it looks like, so...
It seemed our plan with placing torches to let them despawn didn't work, so we had to go fix the problem ourselves.
You need to die. You need to die. And you also need to die. Hopefully that kills them. I don't want to fight them.
I fought them.
Ah, no. Not like this. Ow. One down. Oh, thank God. Oh, nice. Okay. Mission success.
Not entirely.
Okay. Please just die. I think he died. Let's go. Why are things not despawning, by the way? Why do you still exist? Oh, nice. Okay. Now that that's settled, we can keep upgrading our base. Hopefully.
If nothing wants to kamikaze us. Alright, now we get back to building. And when I ran out of stone bricks, I just went down, restocked the boilers, started working on some stone again.
Oh, there's bricks in here, right? Of course, I knew that. Oh, we're running low on charcoal as well, of course, yes.
Started smelting the cobble, clocked into my 9 to 5.
Oh, something's running out.
And I had some steam issues, so I started trying to run 4 boilers at once.
Gotta be a bit diligent. Okay, let me recuperate again.
After a questionable recuperation, I got the stone and actually started going back up.
Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. I know what you are. I know what you are. You beast. You.
I promise I'm not just looking at a block.
Look at this. Oh, it's moving. Oh, wonder why. Oh, it's getting closer. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's getting real close. That's really weird that the block is doing that. Oh, it's moving. Yeah, I know what you are. You stupid. You stupid. Wait, but what? Where did he spawn? Oh, maybe there with all the danger and agony and pain and suffering and death. Okay. Anyways.
And I finally did the thing. The second floor. And lastly, I got some jungle planks so I could fill out the roof. Might have gotten slightly sidetracked.
How do you change the mode? Okay.
The one usually has modes so you can build in columns or rows, but it didn't work.
It's just saying the same thing. What? Does it only have one mode? Because it's a stone wand? What? Oh, maybe. What? That's insane.
I couldn't confirm, but that's still my suspicion. Anyways, now I kinda started filling out the first floor. Now I reconnected the pipes I disconnected last time, but it seemed like there were still steam issues.
Why is it doing that? Is this genuinely just too small?
And yeah, the pipes were too small. We had to actually upgrade them because the small ones just couldn't get the job done.
I'm gonna manually bring some water over here.
And because I didn't like gambling whether I had sufficient water, I just painstakingly moved the water one by one.
What's nice now is that we can see if this is increasing. And yeah, it is.
And because the water was increasing, I felt that I could run all the steam boilers at once.
Beautiful. Oh no, the French. French is coming back to me. Okay. So, probably start working on the hammer.
That's a lie.
What the when did that happen? What? Is somebody trying to kill me? Or was that always there? What? What? Where? What? And where? What? There's like nothing. What? Is it that? No way, it's that all the way down there doing stuff. What the hell is happening right now? What is doing this?
And I guess out of my confusion, I just started trying to mine it by hand for a fair amount of time. Until I realized it's probably not that difficult to make a sword. I organized some of my tasks. And finally, things are sustainable enough that I started making a lot of different plates. Also wanted to start working on the BBF again. Let this finish though. But because I wanted to let it finish, I never actually did it. I just started looking into glass. Seconds? And the only way to automate getting the quartz sand, the main ingredient for glass, is very slow. So I decided to just do it manually with a mortar.
So now if we get the block mold and go to the alloy smelter, do this, we make one. It's using a lot of steam, makes 1 glass per 20 seconds. That's insane. So realistically, this is way faster. Is it though? I don't know.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I think doing it through the Tinker's Contract Smeltery was probably way faster, because it's still automatable.
Next, I want to make a hammer, I think.
But does he go through with it?
What do these need? Wrought iron. Okay, these are also possible as well, actually. Maybe we should start getting into wrought iron.
Ah, look at that, I made the hammer. Yep, that's a hammer. Okay, but actually, wrought iron is a very important resource. I never actually explained. You can get a direct upgraded version of most of the machines using wrought iron.
Okay. Let me just orient myself.
By beatboxing? I actually have noticed I do that a lot. Alright, I got some of that very slow glass that was being made, and started trying to figure out what glass I use for the windows.
Is it this one? Is it this one? Dude, what is that glass? Bro, what the hell? How can I not find the block that I used? What? You can get GTNH, of course. Ah, god damn it. Alright, so it was bubble glass in the end. I was actually correct.
I created a window on one side.
Alright, so we have one side with glass now. Now we just need to do all the other sides. Cool.
Started making a bit of food again with wheat. And you can actually macerate the wheat instead of mortaring it.
So loud.
Made more drawers in the meantime. Look how slow it takes to craft something in GTNH, because it's just laggy and it's like processing what to do. Alright, after the downtime, I got the flour, washed it, made it into dough. Of course need bricks to make brick blocks, and also gravel to sand. Okay, I was just doing something else. I got sidetracked. I just wanted to make a steam furnace. After waiting for it to fill up with steam, I baked the bread. And in the meantime wanted to start working on wrought iron. Eventually started organizing some of my food items, and also made a singular hot dog and some sandwiches. And I started working on the BBF again, so I started crushing some of the bricks. And at some point I decided to organize some of the ores I've had, and just start putting them on the drawers. I initially started with the raw ones, and then I started doing the crushed ones as well. And I almost finished organizing everything, but then I took a good long look at it, and decided the crushed ones were just too much, so I just put them in a temporary permanent chest next to the macerators. Got some of the halfway made brick dust.
Okay, I think for this day I will end on just a hammer, I think. Hammer.
So we actually started making the hammer.
put the materials in the smeltery so I could make a cast. Put some steel in there. I was gonna make it out of steel initially. And just waited. And then I got everything, and we finally had a hammer. And there we go. Steel hammer. So now we can mine 3x3s and stuff, which is going to be absolutely sick. In fact, I kind of want to end on just a bit of grind. Yeah, I lied, I wasn't going to end on the hammer. I wanted to grind a little bit first. But before I wanted to finish on grinding, I also thought I should probably finish by adding some furnaces as well and automating them slightly. No. From here. Wait, did it just use... I think it just used wrought iron. Yep, it definitely used wrought iron. Look at that, the plates I made, just gone. Alright, so we automated them with a little bit of hoppers, made them asymmetrical. Ugh, come on, man. I divided the ores by 2 when there was 3 furnaces. Let's go mine a little bit. And I clearly went mining a little bit. Well, we're just maintaining things. So, copper and tin. Should probably work on tin first, actually. Where's tin? How do we not have any tin? Cassiterite. Am I blind? Yes, what? This moment haunts me. Where is tin, bro? Okay, I guess we don't have a tin vein. It's literally right there. Why have I never... What? Alright, let's make this, dude. What the hell? And because somehow I didn't see the vein, I started making an ore finder so I could find the tin. Anyways, I needed a gold ingot, and I only had gold nuggets. Jumped through a bunch of hoops to make a gold ring, some magnetic iron rods. There we go. So now, we can get some tin. Put some tin in there. Bro, how the hell do we know? Was that always there? Was that tin always there? Am I really stupid? Yes. The answer is yes. I am very stupid. Well, that's gonna be a funny moment in the video. That's cool. I don't want it to be a funny moment in the video, okay? I am just... God damn it, man. Alright, now I went mining, but nope. Wait, we don't have a crafting station with us. God damn it, we have to go back up. Oh my god, everything's just gonna be a clip. It's all gonna be clipped. Chat, clip that. Don't clip it, please. But I'm gonna clip it because I'm gonna edit it. Don't edit it, dude. Don't edit it. I'm gonna hold myself hostage or something. Yeah, I'm keeping this in. Okay. What was I doing? Crafting station. Get that, and this, and that, and this, and then I have a crafting station. I'm 100% a fully functional human being. And, yes. Now we can finally go. If I can, yeah. Now, is there absolutely anything we need to do before we go mining? I don't think so. Probably. We finally get to mining. Right. Kind of need ladders. Not really, though, but kinda do. You need to stay somewhere. Now we need to figure something out. I guess we make a circular thingy. Where is the center? There it is. I'm sorry, I'll stop. I did not stop. I am dying. Okay. We have an extra modifier. This is very deep. Like, this is actually pretty deep. What the hell? I probably said the exact same thing last time. Why is this so low? Okay, but we got tin, baby. Let's go. That's all I mined? Bro, that was nothing. That guy sucks at video games. The guy that mined this. Oh, but now we lose the fortune aspect of it. But we kind of need to mine anyways. Yeah, slight little conundrum. Our pickaxe has Fortune 3, our hammer doesn't, but we still need to use it to upgrade it to actually put Fortune 3 on it. So initially I just used the hammer and tried to ignore the waste of resources. But at some point I just started mixing the hammer with the pickaxe. I couldn't just let things go to waste. Okay, there we go. Got like what, 6 stacks? Yeah, 6 stacks. Which is gonna be like 12. Wait, actually, it's gonna be way more, right? You macerate it, you get 4. So 24 stacks. So I went home and placed a temporary chest to put things in, and now to copper. To the copper! Oh no, the French. It's coming out of me. It's like a devil in disguise. Alright, so how do we even go about this? This needs a lot of XP to even get a modifier. Or we could just keep using the pickaxe. Or just keep doing what I'm doing and just like mix both. God damn it. Why are you walking this way? God, I hate them. They're so unpredictable. Now after mining for a good 8 minutes,
I think that's all we've done. What? It feels like I've been doing more. Holy crap, we've done absolutely nothing. And we're only halfway with the fucking XP. Let's get the outline of the mine at least, I guess.
and now I just started mining where there would be predominantly stone, so it's easier to XP the hammer.
Wait a second. 3382. 3383? Huh. You can automate this, kind of.
So you can place blocks and mine them and still get XP. Maybe that's something I should have put in the to-do list. That's quite interesting.
Why does it feel like I'm doing so much more than I actually am? What the fuck?
And after a fair amount of time, we finally got our first level.
So now we can at least go with, you know, redstone probably to upgrade it faster.
Our good old friend, the head hitter.
Oh my god, not this again. Okay. I did it. I did it. Yeah, I did it. I'm never gonna change that. Literally never gonna change that because I'm like stupid and stubborn. Never gonna change it.
Yep, that's probably true. So I got everything from the temporary chests, went back up, stored everything, started doubling the ores.
My ears are exploding. Holy crap. Hey, look at that. Beautiful. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Chuffed to bits. What the hell am I doing? Alright. Things are looking good. Gamer. Gamers. Gamer. Are you plural? Are you plural? That's a question I'm asking you right now. Are you plural? Am I human? Are my ears here? Holy crap, I need to speak louder because I can't physically exist as a functioning human being because I can't hear anything right now. My ears, oh, it's fine now. Wow, it's very silent and relaxing. Like, I like the atmosphere so far. It's very relaxing. GTNH is kind of a meditative pain and agony and suffering. Oh, I hate everything. I hate this game.
Okay, we upgraded the hammer a little bit, added some redstone. Organized some stuff before I leave, so I don't give future me too many problems. Reconfirmed whether the steam furnace was the best solution.
There is a multi-block smelter. That's HV. Or is there not? And I'm misremembering.
And then in the questline, I find a new tab that I've never seen before. Probably a new update.
Mass processing. Whoa, I've never seen this. Pressure washing? Steam purifier. Oh, wow. Wait, a mixer? Okay.
This also probably should have been in the to-do list. This actually seems like a lot of useful information. Now I started looking through the multi-block goals tab.
Digging deep for water? Whoa, there's a different thing. Bronze and steel. Whoa. Oh my god, what? I didn't even realize it's a thing. So it's just almost a direct upgrade.
And it turns out the version of the water tank we have right now is actually not the best we could have. And this is definitely another thing we need to add to the to-do list.
Smelt all the things. Steam oven. Alright, well, we need to investigate a lot of these things. Look into T-blocks. Alright, well, I'm gonna end it there. Guess we'll see what happens next time.
And that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. We didn't entirely finish the base, but I think we got a stable enough foundation that with a little extra grind, it's gonna be perfect for me. So, nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, gamer. See ya! Okay. Put some blooper clips of me being stupid here. Wait, why did I write this in the script? I'm supposed to edit that part in. Wait, why am I reading this? So I started kind of prototyping out. So I lowered the audio. Yeah, there was a lot of mobs. Yeah, there was. I decided to ditch the in-game to-do list. I decided to ditch the. Now during this, if I start speaking, it captures the audio senses. Now the thing is, backpack.